Two men urinate into a fountain, simultaneously wishing they had each other's lives. As a result, the whole city lost power. Their wishes have come true. After Dave woke up, he bewildered to discover his friend's wife is lying next to him. He hurried to look in the mirror. It turns out he had turned into his best friend Mitch. Because the two admired each other's lives, their souls were switched. Mitch still do not know what is happening right now. After meeting, the two are confused. They looked at each other and felt very angry. Then they started fighting. After they calmed down, they suddenly remembered what happened last night at the fountain. The two of them rushed to that fountain. Unfortunately, the fountain was removed for restoration. Forced to wait until the parks department locates the fountain, Mitch and Dave agree to pose as each other. Mitch said he had to negotiate a very important contract later on. He told Dave to be serious. Then Dave took the water bottle and chewed the snack into the conference room. The results were not unexpected. Dave said miscellaneous makes the deal fail. Mitch is also starting Dave's life now. After Mitch arrived on set, the director told him to film the action. Mitch can only be as persistent as he can be. Both of them are not used to each other's life. Mitch wants to find his wife to explain, but his wife thinks the two are joking, so she doesn't mind. Dave is an irresponsible person. Normally he is used to living indifferently, so he cannot shoulder the responsibility of taking care of the whole family. He doesn't want this life anymore. The words made Mitch angry. Mitch is a family man. He can't leave his wife and kids alone. Mitch said, even with the sense of responsibility that you don't have, is it worthy to be a man? This statement completely changed Dave. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the son was so hungry he hit his head on the edge of the bed. This baby is very greedy. Dave quickly picked up the two sons and went to make the milk. And Mitch is teaching Dave how to make the milk right now. To change himself, Dave conscientiously followed. But because he didn't pay attention to the son put his hand in the blender. Fortunately, Dave rushed him. The other child was holding a knife between his legs. Almost, Dave had an accident because of him, but the other baby is playing with the power outlet. Both kids confused Dave. At dinner, Dave had to sing to comfort them. He touched the child to cry. Dave is working hard to adapt to being a father. Then he went to his daughter's school. His daughter was practicing ballet, but she was pushed by a friend. Mitch once taught his children not to use violence to solve problems. But Dave is different. He tells his daughter to fight back. Only then will she not be bullied. On the day of the main show, the other child was about to embarrass Dave's daughter. But as a result, his daughter dragged her to the ground. Dave stood up agitatedly praising his daughter. This action surprised his wife and other parents. Gradually Dave got into this family. And Mitch is also very free to live. Because in the past he was only busy working and taking care of his family. There is no time for himself. Now that he has time for himself, he overslept every day. In his free time, he drank tea and read books. Occasionally he goes to sports. He also went to the aquarium to play. He looks like an innocent 3-year-old boy. Mitch got used to it too. Who doesn't like life like this? But it wasn't long before Mitch got a call. The fountain was found. Dave has also received a notice. But it seems that they are not happy. They want to enjoy a few more days. The two agreed to live like this for a few more days, but time passed very quickly. They arrived at the mall, where there were a lot of people. If they want to be themselves, they are forced to urinate while wishing here. Mitch and Dave urinate in the middle of the mall, surprising everyone there. The two people had just wished when the security guard on the second floor saw it and rushed over. At this moment when the power was suddenly lost, their wish had come true. When there is electricity, no one can see them anymore. At night, Mitch is awakened by his child's cries. He ran to look in the mirror. He finally returned to his own body. He returned to his happy family. His baby no longer bangs his head against the edge of the bed. Mitch carefully holds the baby and changes his diaper. His daughter also came to the side. Mitch is very happy right now. And Dave just woke up. He also returned to be himself. After that, Dave came to his father's wedding. Because he did not understand his father before, he was that old but also married. Now he understands the challenges of being a father. When he gets old it will be much better to have a wife with him. His father is also very happy. His son is finally growing up. This time makes Dave a lot more mature. He has changed his habit of indifference before. He becomes active and responsible. And Mitch, after going through this, can also feel the warmth of his family. Every day he is busy going to work. When he comes home, he must take care of his family. Although he was very tired, when he got home, the relatives next to him were very interested in him. At this moment, both of them are extremely happy. Are you also admiring other people's lives? Behind the bright aura of others, there are also unhappy corners. So we don't have to admire anyone's life. Everyone has their own way of life. As long as you are progressive and persistent, I believe you will become an admired person. Let's try hard.